Wait, what's going on here? Apparently people are like, or at least journalists are like, getting mad at like Bloodborne and like other hard games?
Just a few days ago, Kotaku got absolutely wrecked by gamers for saying that skippable boss fights in video games are actually good, and now the gamer is trying to one-up that awful take by saying games like Bloodborne should be nicer to you when you die. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, if you just get good and you don't die in a video game, then you don't have to see the death screen. It's really that simple. But of course, video game journalists don't actually play games. They're not very good at them when they try. Look at what happened with Dean Takahashi in Cuphead, or even David Jaffe in Metroid Dread, and now they have—
I'm glad she brought up the Cuphead situation, because that was the funniest one out of all of them. Do y'all remember that? I'm gonna pull
put
it
up
up.
articles crying about how video games are too mean to them. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, there's no shot that this is a legitimate take. This clearly has to be some sort of joke.
Brother, this is an article on The Gamer. This is an article on The Gamer. Like, wow.
Andrew King, the person who
Really?
actually wrote this article, doesn't have a history of writing like satire pieces. They're not very funny, clearly. So I think that this is legit. It says, though, has this happened to you? You're slowly making your way through Bloodborne's forbidden woods, carefully rolling to take out that sniper who loves to shoot you from the other side of the bridge, slicing your saw through them, then cautiously moving on. You softly step along the forest trail. I mean, Bro's over here writing a fan fiction, right? Where's the NSFW tag? Only to hear a mechanical clank as a spiked
Where's the NSFW?
log falls loose and—
We'll have to upload this one to the Orange YouTube. Now check this out. We really will, because you about to see this guy absolutely get his booty hole obliterated by an actual video game. Bro couldn't get past the freaking tutorial.
What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another.
Shout out to Randall, by the way. We're checking out his video. Randall Thor 19. Go check him out. This is like a video from 2017, but like the journalist trying to review Cuphead could not review Cuphead because he couldn't get past this tutorial. He couldn't get past the point where you had to jump with A and then press Y to dash over this freaking pillar. You jump on this block right here, see? Then you jump up, then press dash Y to dash. So you go up. You don't even gotta jump forward that much. You just gotta jump up a little bit and then press Y and it'll dash you right over. Just stand on the rock, go jump up and then dash. Jump up, dash. Jump up, dash. That's it. A and then Y. A and then Y. See, he almost gets it here. Ready? Ready? How do you suck at it? Just hold it. You hold it. How do you go to the left? You stupid. And then they complain. And then they complain that games are too hard.
swings down.
Then they complain that games are too freaking hard.
It kills you instantly. As you lie there dying, your echoes pooling on the cobblestone, you see two words appear.
Nah, son, at that point, go watch a Let's Player. You don't get to play the game. You go watch a Let's Player. Okay, if you want to see the story, you go watch a Let's Player.
Blood red,
Okay,
die.
you go watch me play it.
Okay. I also think that it's funny.
VODs every day.
Using Bloodborne.
Monday through Friday.
Like,
well, Thursday, right? Because Friday I do
Don't get me
reactions.
wrong, but there's no other modern game that you could use as a reference to make it feel a little bit less outdated. I don't know. In the ever-raging debate about whether From Software games are too difficult and or whether they should have an easy mode, a more important question is being overlooked. Namely, should these games hurt my feelings? Yes, because you fucking suck at the game, and that's not the game's fault.
I'm glad she said it. I paused it at the worst time because I was gonna try to get something in. I was gonna say, especially like Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and a perfect example is Expedition 33 that I'm playing currently right now. If you're struggling with these games that are really, really tough, just farm and grind and farm and grind those same enemies from the very beginning of the tutorial if you have to. until you level up so much that you have so much health and deal so much raw damage that it genuinely doesn't matter what enemy you run into because you can just tank it all. Even if it takes hours, you will eventually get through it. That's how I beat Dark Souls 2. And frick, you want evidence? Go and watch my Expedition 33 VODs. I think we got 4 days worth of VODs already. That's freaking 8 hours. That's 32 hours worth of freaking VODs for y'all to enjoy. Go and get you some. And I guarantee you it's gonna be sick. You're gonna see how I freaking, like, become overpowered as hell.
Thought about this a lot last
And
year.
I'm playing
when
it on the
I played
hardest
through Silent
difficulty.
Hill 2. I tackled Bloober Team's remake in one of the 2
And I
ways
suck
you're
at the
legally
quick
required to
time
play it
stuff, the
early
dodging,
enough in the morning that it
and
was
the
still
parrying.
dark outside. Those bleary-eyed sessions led me to dying more than I probably would have if I was properly caffeinated. Probably not. You are most likely just very bad at the game. Regardless, though, scrolling down, it says, when you get to a particularly tricky part of any game, you get well acquainted with the game over screen. You know it's coming, and it's usually accompanied by an ominous sound effect to really drive home your failure. When you're taking on a From Software boss over and over, you get used to hammering on the X button, trying to push through this acknowledgement of your failure, and getting back to the game as soon as possible to do the whole humiliating ritual all over again. Unfortunately,
You know, this reminds me, I think I told y'all the story when we, well, 2 things, right? In one example, it wasn't a skill issue; it was more of a attention deficit disorder issue. I don't have ADHD. I'm just saying, my attention span is garbage. But I never finished Oblivion when I was a young little lad, because I freaking just kept getting distracted by side quests. And now as an adult that I freaking beat it all the way through, it turns out I was like maybe 4 or 5 missions away from beating the damn thing all these years. But I always got distracted by like the Mages Guild, the Thieves Guild, the freaking Dark Brotherhood. Like I would get my Shadow Facts, my Shadow Fair. Oh, dude, I freaking loved it. You know, so I'm sorry. Like, what can I say? That wasn't a skill issue, right? But then there's a game like Resident Evil 4 where, dude, I want to say at least 10 years it took me to, like, 10 to 15 years it took for me to finally get past the first village with the chainsaw guy. Because that chainsaw guy kept freaking annihilating me ever since I was a kid on the GameCube. Then later on, I got the Nintendo Switch, the Wii, and I pushed in my freaking GameCube game in there. Just slid it right in there, baby. And then I freaking destroyed that game all the way through. One of the greatest games ever. Loved it.
the truth is that
But it took me like 10, a lot of years before I ever freaking finally got to beat it, you know? Be like, okay, good. What do you mean?
software games aren't
What do you
actually
mean?
being mean. Well, the log trap is mean, but in a funny way. You can easily
That's
imagine
that simple.
Miyazaki and the team laughing at each new player who falls for it, like the Jackass crew during the high five prank. The game over screen isn't particularly nasty. Saying you died isn't unkind per se. It's just truthful and
Wait, so your argument here is actually genuinely your fifis are hurt? Like, that's an actual thing? Like, you're actually trying to say that your feelings are hurt here? Like, because you suck at the game?
blunt. I cannot believe
Bro, so not only do you suck at the game, but you also a loser? Like, you suck at real life? Like
that in
you're a crybaby? You're a
2025,
crybaby, little
we
crybaby
have
boy?
a video game journalist
Why?
talking about how game over
Just don't let your feelings get hurt when you suck at the game or when you die at the game. That's stupid.
screens are hurting their feelings. It's like these people want to be viewed as jokes. It's like they don't want to be taken seriously anymore. It's like they're speed running, killing any sort of career they might have had in this industry. It's very reminiscent of that Kotaku article a few days ago where they were saying, could we be about to enter a skippable boss fight utopia? Sure, maybe.
Yeah, that's stupid. I'm gonna play the game and I'm gonna skip everything. Like, I'm just gonna play the game and skip all, like... Y'all let me know if you want me to do this. I would genuinely play the game south of midnight and skip everything. We just won't get to enjoy nothing.
A few casual gamers out there like that idea, and if you're one of those people, that's okay. You can have that opinion. I think that if you...
Now, I genuinely want to play the game and skip everything.
who were just posting that
Let
on
me know,
social
chat.
media
Y'all
as
wanna
a
see that?
normal gamer, as a customer, that would be one thing. But for a video game journalist, somebody who gets paid to play video games, saying that this should be the
It's on
direction
Xbox Game Pass.
of the industry, this should be the future, it just does not
I
sit
wouldn't have
well
to
with me,
buy it.
because it just means that they would abuse that feature and they wouldn't actually play the game itself. The whole point of having a boss fight is to play it. If you don't like playing boss fights, why don't you just go and watch a movie that has the equivalent of a boss fight? It kind of reminds me of playing a tough...
I feel like that's literally a movie, right? Like, it's a movie is literally an hour and a half to 2 hour level that ends in a finale, the boss fight. Basically, and then you just watch another movie for another boss battle.
game with an annoying friend on the couch next to you. You're dying a lot. Yeah, thanks for your input, Anthony. Nobody wants to be confronted with...
No, you just got a shitty friend with shitty, shitty couch manners. Like, when I'm sitting on the couch next to somebody who's playing a game, I'll be commentating the same way I'd be commentating, like, on YouTube, just be talking smack.
Their failure. Yes, you should want to, because when you fail and you go back into the boss fight and you fail again, you go back into the boss fight, every single time you are fighting the boss, you are one step closer to completing the boss fight. You are...
Yeah, that's like... It's like when you keep falling on a skateboard when you try to learn how to skateboards. You never like fell down when you try to skateboards and like you hurt yourself. You're like, damn, I hate this and it sucks. I did the splits once when I was skateboarding, and it's just like, what do you mean?
You are learning, so you do want to be confronted with your failure, so
Yeah.
that you can grow, so that it challenges you. So
Nah, we just don't. We want to live in a world where you never have to struggle for anything. You just get to skip all the bad things that like.
when
your
a
way.
game mocks us or even just plainly states the facts of our performance,
Oh no, a bad guy and an obstacle in my way? Skip!
it can be difficult to hear. Maybe it's difficult for you to hear because you are working over at The Gamer, which is Valnet, and there's a lot of toxic positivity going on there, and everybody wants to pat each other on the back, and nobody wants to admit that they just are not good at video games. But it just is such a whiny article. Like, oh my gosh, it's bothering me so much. And of course, they're getting absolutely roasted for this take. It should...
The fact that it's also the fact that they start off with they should be nicer. Like, you died. Sorry. What do you want exactly?
Offended if you die. Just don't die. People cringing. This is the worst opinion I have ever seen. Games, journalists, difficulty settings. How tough are you? Can I play daddy? Don't hurt me. Bring them on. I am death incarnate. What they'd prefer, it said, you participated. Ahoy, soy.
You
Why? I made one
participated.
mistake too many, I died. The screen is short. I don't need the game to give me a rah, you'll get him next time champ speech. No, Andrew King, I don't think that we should do that. Bloodborne is the nicest game of From Software's catalog. It's the least punishing on that you only lose your blood when you die, and it doesn't do...
He's not wrong. Think about it. Dark Souls 2, at least, like, every time you died, your maximum health came down. So it would be tougher for you the second time around. And the third, your maximum health came down even more. Like, it got so bad that you eventually just couldn't beat the game anymore. If you just sucked that bad, you would have to start a new character. Because you had like 10% of your max health because you kept dying. So start over, make a new character, delete that one, it's over.
I would generally agree with that. Like, yeah, it's definitely not the most punishing, that's for sure. They should say skill issue instead.
That would be
Nobody should do
hysterical.
the exact opposite. If I was
That would be hilarious if you every time you die. They should absolutely mod that. That's gotta be a mod. If we ever go back to like if we ever do the Elden Ring DLC or any of that, I might mod it just to freaking put skill issue.
I'd insult the journos any chance I had. Courtesy, Sir Whoop-Ass. Player repeatedly dies in the tutorial level. How many times have we heard about journalists trying to record themselves or talk
I
about
want to do
their
like a really
quirky,
cursed,
relatable
really modded to
experiences,
hell and
then
back
everybody
Skyrim.
just wrecks them because there's like a million different examples, most notably Dean Takahashi in the Cuphead tutorial, that I think of when I see that. I'm convinced the only reason it doesn't roast you is because the technology isn't available yet. No get good, these people just suck. It should get meaner over time, outright saying the game should infantilize and coddle the players. Sad. Some people should just play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Hey, Butters from South Park loves that one. That's a good one, okay? Hello Kitty Island Adventure is the shiz. And I am not being facetious at all, chat. Y'all ever want me to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure, y'all just gotta let me know.
So most gamers are absolutely wrecking
that
the
game is
gamer.
hard.
Just a few days ago, Kotaku
Especially on the Wii. It's difficult.
had gotten wrecked for their skippable
when you gotta like
boss
fish the
fights
when
take,
you
and it
gotta
just
like
seems
catch the fish.
like these people really are
You gotta, like, yank
speedrunning
back on
to
the whole freaking
end of
controller.
their career. They don't want to be part of the video game industry anymore, and it's really just like their full mask off now with how much they hate not only gamers but games themselves. It's because they suck at them and they can't complete them most of the time, so they have to talk about ways that developers should change their creations, which just is not sitting well with most people. So I'll be keeping my eye out for more absolutely brain dead takes like this, but we had Kotaku begging for more skippable boss fights, and now we have the gamer saying games like Bloodborne should be nicer to you when you die. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.
It's like I can't believe they're genuinely like this is an article written by the gamer. This is gaming journalism. This is where we're at now. My feelings are hurt whenever I lose in a game. Freaking A, dude. Wow. Just not what I expected, but damn. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Saru!